If you're a home service contractor who's been burned by ads that never delivered, you're about to see the full, unfiltered story of what actually works.
I don't take the risk. These are different leads, guys. These are different leads. It's not this typical, excuse my language, but the bullshit that we've dealt with for the past 30 years of.
In this interview, you'll hear exactly how Chip went from almost no leads to more than $200,000 in real jobs in just 21 days, using home service ads that finally do what they promise. Let's get right into the conversation.
So my name's Chip Painter. I'm a contractor out of Loomis, California. I have been a contractor since 1994. And I started out as a union framer in San Francisco. I became a firefighter. I was a firefighter for 28 years. Always kept the construction business on the side because I have 4 children with a stay-at-home wife. And my wife decided it was a great idea to send all of them to Catholic school. And we've had every toy. And growing up, the kids have had every toy and everything they needed growing up. I continued into contracting when my kids got into college to pay for college. 2 of my boys have come back, and my oldest daughter have come back and have worked for me off and on for about 15 years. We're a small family operation. We usually build a couple of houses a year, and then we used to fill in with just building decks and outdoor structures, things of that nature. And what I found over the years is I was making way more profit doing decks and outdoor structures than I was building houses. I was like all over the place building houses. When I say all over the place, meaning it's a lot of bases to cover. And working full-time as a firefighter made it extremely hard to keep up with subs, payroll, things like that. And so we transitioned more to just outdoor structures. We'll do windows and dry rot. For example, we're doing a deck right now where there's a bunch of dry rot where the ledger was up against the house. We'll take care of that dry rot for him. That's kind of where we've been. That's kind of the story of our business. And here I am. We weren't getting the amount of leads or bids that I felt we needed to get in order to have a profitable business and make it sustainable with the payroll and our overhead. And that is where I reached out. I actually reached out to a couple different Facebook ads. I think it was Facebook I was on. And I really didn't like any of the marketers that I talked to. One guy was like, hey, you need to change, your LLC and you need to change your name. And they all wanted changes. So I'll answer the lead question first. Leads, we started out way back in the 90s with like Service Magic. And that actually, when I first started, I felt worked fairly well. The problem that I was seeing is, you had probably 10 contractors going after the same lead. So if you didn't get that phone call, the first phone call explaining who you were, you weren't even going to talk to this person. And this year, before your ad started, I may have had 5 or 6 bids for decks. And that goes all the way back to, let's start with all the way back in January and that was the whole reason I wanted to really build this thing up for a couple of years and then say to him and his brother, Josh and Sarah, you guys want to take this over, take it over. I mean, we don't live on, 22 acres in Loomis because Dad was a fireman. We live here because I was a contractor, but it also used to scare the shit out of me with this up and down shit. And I'm like, oh God, are we going to have enough money next month?
Up and down with the contractor side of things. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Just, you always had the fire department to fall back on. And when I first saw that ad, I was horrified. I'm like, oh no, I'm not a used car salesman from Texas. Well, oh my God. And I'm like, here we go. We're doing the Service Magic. And that was the initial feeling I got. I'm extremely skeptical when it comes to things like this, but it worked. I don't trust anyone. Try being a paramedic for 33 years and working on the streets. There's a reason I own 6 dogs and 3 horses, and I live in the country, and I like to be alone.
Deanna's message to me was, she was like, we don't like the ads.
My wife is probably the most straightforward person you'll ever meet. She's like, we're canceling this. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. And that is where Spencer, I have to be honest with you. It's like I make 99% of the decisions. I said, we're letting this ride. I gave the guy my word, and that's where I get old school. And I'm like, if it doesn't work, we take it off Monday. And I go, no harm, no foul. Shit, it's social media. People forget about it in 2 days. Doesn't matter. And DM's like, I don't know. And I'm like, just let it go. And it worked.
If you're watching this and want predictable, consistent, referral quality leads flowing into your business on demand, not by luck or word of mouth, check the link below. You can see exactly how this system works and can find out if your market is still available.
I saw your ad. I reached out. And what impressed me about Spencer was he was extremely patient. I'm not real technical savvy. I mean, I'm a firefighter. I'm a paramedic. I'm a builder. I am not a computer guy. My wife isn't real technical savvy. I mean, I think we're right in that cutoff age of where when we were in high school and college, computers were there, but they were like not really there. So it was Spencer's been extremely patient. Not a salesman. You're not a salesman. And that's what I love about doing business with people that are, I mean, and you know, in effect, of course you are a salesman, and I'm a salesman at that too, but there wasn't a push like, hey, we'll get you signed up and we'll do this. You didn't promise a whole lot in a sense is that you're going to be rich and you're going to be this. What you promised and what has come through is I will get you to the door. You got to open the door and and that's where you come in, and you have held up your end of the bargain, my friend. You truly have. I mean, I have no qualms about it whatsoever. I mean, I would, if you said, hey, it's going to, you know, I need to sign you up for another 6 months or whatever, I'd do it. I'd do it. That's kind of where we're at, you know. I was on the fence for a long time. I just didn't want to spend the money. And I finally realized, I said to my wife one morning, pull the trigger, we're doing this. I'm done. We've talked about this and molded over. It's time to make a move. You said, and you didn't say it right away. It's when I looked at that ad and I'm like, bro, you're out of your mind. This is not me. And you said, Chip, this works. Please trust me. And I said, okay, I'll talk to you on Monday morning. And you let it go on Friday. And I ate my own words. I'm like, it worked. Okay. And you probably remember the look in my face and the smile. I was happy. I'm like, it worked. I don't know how to say that it worked. We've gotten about 60, 65 leads in the last couple of weeks. And I physically talked to about 25. And I've physically been out to people's houses, probably at least 25 too. And I haven't really seen the numbers because I haven't sat down and looked at those numbers because I've been so busy trying to keep up with the leads, you know. I mean, Deanna and I were talking. Let's see. I have to think about this for a minute. So we're working on one in Placerville, big deck. It's going to end up being about 60 grand. So that's 60 that I would have never had. I have one in South Lake Tahoe that's 40. So right there we're at 100.
Yeah.
I have one local here in Loomis. It's another about $50,000. So we're at 150. I would say we're close to 200.
Yeah.
That I've converted. So, and that's only 4 converted leads.
Yeah.
That's not 60 converted leads. That's 4. So I think we're 10 grand into this, and I've already scored $200,000 worth of work. Do the math on that, bro. That's not a hard one to figure out. And I'm meeting good people with these leads. This is not, oh, well, I just want, a $4 deck board fixed. I mean, these are respectable folks that own nice homes and are very just nice people. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It changes the quality of lead. And I will give you a prop on that. That is, Spencer, one thing I can say 100% certainty. It's a different quality lead than it was with, going all the way back to Service Magic and Yelp. It's a different kind of lead. It's people that are wanting to spend the money. Rex, are you kidding me? It's people that are wanting to spend the money that need this service. And I think you said something to me before when we first started. We will get people that don't even know they need a new deck, and you can go talk to them. I think Spencer and his leads and his business, they give you a leg up. They just do. You're not competing. I haven't been competing with anybody. I mean, most people have gotten 2 or 3 bids, and they're not really tire kicking, but Get 3 bids. Remember, everybody get 3 bids. Oh, you got to get three. You got to get three.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
Yeah.
But I've closed 2 deals, and I know that doesn't sound like much, but in 21 days, 2 deals over $100,000 on a handshake.
Mm-hmm.
On a handshake. The guy that we're working on the deck right now, I'll be leaving here in a couple hours to go work on. That was a handshake. Old school dude shook my hand for like a $50,000 deck. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And then down the street, another guy, wasn't as big, but it was about $20,000 to frame a deck. That was a handshake. And that was old school folks that are like, hey, you seem like a straight up guy. I know you've been in business forever. When can you start? And I'm like, yeah, I can start in 3 weeks. All right, shake their hand. I go, it's going to give me about a week to get everything worked out, but I'll get back to you. And, I mean, I can honestly tell you the scope or the forecast for business for us has completely changed. I was telling you earlier that I'm going to fly down to Southern California to buy a new truck. That wasn't even in the cards before I talked to you, because I'm like, nah, I'm not spending the money. I want the money in the bank. And now I'm looking at it going, all right, you've been in this business long enough. You know, you have to spend money to make money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know that. And I'm 100% okay with that now. I feel like, yeah, we got this. I mean, we're in November, December. I'm going to end up with the year closing out with about probably $350,000 that I never would have saw.
Mm-hmm.
If not using it. I never would have saw that. And I don't know about you. I'm not saying that I've done well. I'll fight you for 350. You know what I mean? That's change. You know, I mean, other than living in California where all the houses are over $1 million, I mean, I could go down south somewhere and buy myself a nice little spread for that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's big money.
Yeah.
And that never would have happened without using your system. It wouldn't have.
If they're on the fence, you know, and like
Yeah,
considering
no,
working with me.
If you truly want to, I don't know how else to say this as a pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. I'm going to keep it real. My wife and I ran our business very conservatively over the years, and we've done very well doing that. But pull the trigger. Going back now, I make 99% of the decisions when it comes to business, and I'll let my wife take that 1%. And she held that 1% on me with spending the money doing this with Spencer. And I would say, get a credit card, put it on it. You will have the credit card paid off after your first job. I mean, it's that simple. I don't know how else I would say that, bro. If you need me to push you, call me, look me up. I'm in California. It's not hard to find me. Go to the California Contractors website. Look me up, call me, tell me who you are. You're, on the fence with Spencer. I'll talk to you. I will, because Spencer's helped me tremendously in the last 21 days. I can't say this enough. If you're worried and you think that I'm a paid spokesman, you have no idea who I am. Call me. I'll tell you who I am. I'm a real person who has real problems, real issues, just like you do. Hey, my employee called in sick. Great. I don't have enough money to make payroll next month. What am I going to do? I don't have, and I have to say this, I've been very lucky to be in a position in my life to where I wanted to build my business bigger than it was and more successful so my sons could take over. And people talk about legacy, and I never really understood that. And I do, in a sense. I mean, I'm a 5th generation firefighter, so I understand legacy, but I mean, my boys I can see an uncapped potential working with a system like this. And the thing I have to say is, hey, it worked 35 years ago. Word of mouth. Yeah, word of mouth's great. Yeah, word of mouth is great. If you are a single contractor with a couple of employees or maybe no employees and you're making $100,000 a year, God bless you. If that's what you want to do, move. I live in California. It's insanely expensive. I have 3 children that work for me, off and on full time. And I needed somebody in my corner that could help me. And Spencer has done that. I don't know how else to say that any differently.
You just heard how Chip went from almost no leads to more than $200,000 in real jobs in just 21 days, using home service ads that actually delivered. He's not chasing tire kickers. He's not fighting price wars, and he's not lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering where the next job is coming from. So if you want to go from unpredictable, stressful, feast or famine cycles to having a steady flow of exclusive referral quality leads so you can finally plan ahead, keep your team busy, and build a business you're proud of, The next step is simple. Click the link below, book a free strategy call, and let's see if your market is still open. This is the bridge between where you are now and the business you want to build. Don't wait until your competitor claims it.